Good evening, friends. We are live again. It is day 55. Yesterday was 54. We've gone live now for 55 nights straight on the way to 100. We want to get right into it tonight, bring value. As always, that is our goal. So, again, just want to jump right into it. And tonight is going to be what I'm going to call a call to action. I've talked about this topic a few times, and I'm going to refer to those two episodes and just ask that you go watch them because this topic is time sensitive. Don't know how much longer this is going to be available, but that is the tool called Switchboard. So if you'll go look, and I wrote down here, I'm going to get it in front of me. If you'll go watch episode 16 and episode 38, and the quickest way to get to that is to just go to this link here, which is the playlist on YouTube, and go find episode 16 and go find episode 38. We talk about Switchboard there. If you are interested in live streaming at all, or if you are live streaming and you ever have the intent or already want to stream to more than one destination, then you owe it to yourself to at least go watch those episodes, find out if this tool called Switchboard is for you, because it's the cheapest it will ever be on this site called AppSumo. You can get a lifetime deal, pay once, have it forever, get all of the updates that they ever come out with, do things like, which is very unique, be able to embed a live stream on a website. I can't tell you how many people on the StreamYard Facebook group ask all the time, how can I stream on my website? And then the answer is always, well, you can embed a YouTube video. And while that is true, and it can be unlisted and it can be hard to find, what you can't do with that very easily is put it behind a paywall. So for my coaching friends or others that are monetizing their live streams in one way or another, or want the ability to do so, you need something more than YouTube embed code. So with this, you would be able to embed that. So the call to action tonight is, again, to go to this link, strammel.info/100 days, and at a minimum, watch episode 16, episode 38. I think it was last night I actually show Switchboard in action. I use it, or it might have been the night before last, but go check out episode 16, episode 38, and then the other call to action. Two other calls to action are go create your own YouTube channel. If you've got one but you haven't been active, get some videos out there. Get StreamYard if you don't have it, so you can go live really, really easy. That link is in the description of this video. You can go check that out and you can get it totally free. And then the other call to action is go get ConvertKit, another free tool for up to 1,000 subscribers. Sign up, start building an email list, start sending out emails on a regular basis, a newsletter, something that you can provide a value to your audience, and set the expectation, or set a precedent that you're going to be communicating with them through email, and then that way you're in control of your message to your audience, to your community, and then you're not dependent on social media. We all know that social media, that the reach is considerably lower than it's ever been, and if anything, it's likely to get worse rather than better. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those platforms, all of those platforms that I just mentioned, organic reach is down. It's a pay-to-play world in many ways. There are some ways that you can grow organically, but it takes, honestly, a fair amount of time. So not saying it's not possible, and I do recommend that you go get Brendan Kane's book, either the physical book or get the Audible digital, if you will, audiobook called 1 Million Followers. I've talked about that a couple of nights already. If you go into the description and if you sign up for a trial of Audible completely free for 30 days, if you're a Amazon Prime member, then you get 2 free audiobooks. I recommend that you get Brendan Kane's 1 Million Followers, and I also recommend that you get Gary Vee's book, Jab, 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 Right Hook. I've already talked about that. I talked about it last night, so I'm not going to mention that again. Do want to also, real quick, read a quote from another book that I'm reading. I'm a big reader. I think that they say, a leader is a reader, or if you want to grow, you read. So this is Michael Hyatt's book, The Vision Driven Leader. He talks about this in the context of, someone running a fairly large organization, but I think it's just as applicable for a solopreneur or someone with a small business, or maybe you even, are a manager, senior level, mid-level, doesn't matter. The principles are here, regardless of what kind of business you have or what position you hold in a business. So I'm just going to read this quote because it really spoke to me, and I certainly agree with it 110%. But it says we should expect to change strategies, sometimes many times, before reaching our destination. That's so true. And if you've been listening to me talk about, growing a YouTube channel, for example, and it's as true for me as it is for anyone that would be listening to this, we need to be willing to change. We need to be ready and willing to adapt. It's not about us as much as it is our audience, giving our audience what they're looking for, giving them what they value. And to that point, I do appreciate last night, one of my coaching friends suggested I'd actually ask for comments, and this coach said, why don't you talk about Zoom some? And I honestly had not thought about that because I personally use it so much that it really didn't dawn on me that it's still challenging for some people. And it's just technology sometimes is easier to grasp for some than others. And that's why you have people like me that should be able to help others. And so to that end, I'm going to do something much more in depth, but I wanted to cover tonight under the auspices of, if you will, this live stream. I did an impromptu live stream last night, so that's out there on Facebook. It's not on YouTube, so I wanted to cover actually just a couple things about Zoom that you may or may not know, and that is comparing the free plan, for example, to the first paid plan, which is called the Pro plan. And I'm actually going to pull up, let me make sure I've got 2 different ones up here. So I'm going to make sure that I have the right one up here before I start talking about it. I've got 2 different screens. So one screen is a paid version of, and this is the paid version. I'm going to turn picture in picture on here so you can see. We go to screen 2. There we are. So this is the paid version. I first want to focus on one very specific thing. You may want to be able to, and maybe you've seen others streaming or, a Zoom call showing up on Facebook, for example, or maybe YouTube, or maybe some kind of custom destination. Well, you have to have a Pro plan to be able to do that. So here's the screen of my plan, where I've got a paid plan. And if I go to another screen here, you'll see this is a free plan that I have, and I'm roughly in the same area of the settings, and it's not there to be seen at all. So you cannot stream to Facebook, YouTube, or a custom destination which is called RTMP. You can't do that with a free plan. The other thing that you can't do anymore with a free plan, I think this is the case for most people. It's a warning that you see on most accounts, and I went and checked it. With a free account, you can't actually have a phone number for people to call into. Now, if you've got an account that allows that and you have a free account, I'd love to see you, tell me that in the comments. But I went and looked at my free account, and a phone number's not available. Another thing, comparing the free plan to the paid plan, you can record in both instances, but with the free plan, you can only record, quote unquote, locally, record to your computer. Whereas if you have a paid plan, the pro plan, I think it's 1 gigabyte. So you can save and record your meetings, your sessions to the cloud. Now, 1 gigabyte, if your meetings are probably an hour long or whatever, or you're not going to be able to save many of them on there before you're going to have to delete them or download them so that you can, save more. So that's one other difference. And then another difference, which this one's one you probably already know, but with the free plan, you get 40 minutes, I believe it is. Maybe it's 45, but I think it's 40 minutes. And then your meeting ends. Literally, it just ends. You can't extend it, nothing like that. With the paid plan, it's unlimited up to 100 participants, and you don't even have to do anything special. If the meeting is running over, it just continues on, doesn't just automatically drop off. So that's helpful. So those are some of the differences. I think that if you're going to use Zoom heavily, then you probably want to look into the pro plan so that you're not limited in those ways. The one other thing I'll mention is the free plan. Actually, if it's just you and one other person, the 40-minute limit is not there. But the minute you bring in more than two, in other words, more than just you and another participant, the minute that you have 3 people on that call, then that's when the 40-minute limit begins. So in a nutshell, those are the basic differences. There's some other minor differences, but those are the major ones. So go get connected with my playlist there. I would also highly recommend that you subscribe and turn on notifications. I've been letting people know this, but we are going to, continue to have some of these episodes be exclusively on YouTube. We do have a giveaway that's coming. I promise it's coming, where that will exclusively be on YouTube. So you're going to want to have notifications turned on so you'll know when I go live to announce kind of the how do you get in on it. It's going to be some really cool watches. I'm hoping I can definitely give away one, maybe more than that. I'm waiting for Flex Watches to send me some goodies, and then we'll see what we get and what we can give away. But that's just one way that I want to say thank you to everyone that's been a part of this. And, it's no secret if you've watched any of my videos, I certainly let everyone know every time that we're focused heavily on growing our YouTube channel. It's a focus of mine. I'm encouraging you, obviously, to make it a focus of yours. I saw today, I'll be probably end with this, but don't go anywhere. I saw today a guy that I know posted on Facebook, and he showed his analytics where you can show your subscribers. And I believe he said he started his channel in 2007, and it's now 2021, but he showed a graph of where it was going up, and it might be easier to go up like that. And he said he showed a red line where he started focusing. It was flat as I'll get out. I don't know if 100, 200 subscribers maybe. And then now he's up to 3,000 or so. And so it's a matter of commitment, consistency, willing to adapt, change, willing to listen to your audience. That's certainly what I want to do. So please help me with that. I got that one comment that was very helpful to me with regards to an area to focus. So be on the lookout for a video that is more focused on Zoom. One other thing I'll mention about Zoom, I guess, just real quick, since I'm already here, the ability to have a virtual background or like a green screen. You may or may not know that YouTube can do that, or not YouTube, sorry, that Zoom can do that. And there's also some personas, I think they call it, or personalities. You can actually have like glasses on and some silly kind of things that are fun. I used that last night on my video that was just on Facebook talking about Zoom. Those options are available in the free plan, but the system, Zoom, is smart enough to analyze your computer's capabilities. And if you don't have enough system resources, if you will, to handle that, it won't even show you those options. So if you're in Zoom and you're looking for those virtual backgrounds and don't see them, you'll know why. So I'm going to go back into, again, since I'm talking about it, I'm going to go back to Zoom here and I'll show you, for those that have never seen it before, what you should expect to be able to see. So you've got manage virtual backgrounds right here, and you can add some. You can actually even have videos. So here's an example of a video. There's an example so you can choose files or drag and drop and put more of them in there. And then when you start a meeting, you can pick between them. I don't have a computer that doesn't have the, I guess, capability that it needs to be able to show it up. But if you don't see this virtual background option, then just know that Zoom doesn't believe that you have a computer that's able to deal with the processing that's required. So that's another little tidbit. Let me know if you're watching live. That would be awesome. I also want to say thank you to those that are watching the replay. Thank you for watching it whenever you could. One other thing I would say is in the playlist, and I should have written down exactly what episode it was, but I've got an episode somewhere in the late 30s or 40s, I think, called Road to 4,000. So that's about an hour and 20 minutes worth of music. And it's just one kind of interesting way or approach to potentially gain some watch hours. So I'd love it if you'd go play that. Just let the music play while you're working, while you're just hanging out on your phone, on your computer, start it, walk away, whatever. But play that, and that'll help us get to that 4,000 watch hours. I've mentioned this before, but one of our goals is to get into the YouTube Partner Program. And if you, decide to start a YouTube channel yourself, I would highly encourage that be one of your goals, because there's a number of benefits that you get, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And so we're still a ways away on this channel getting there. We've got 368 subscribers, I believe it is, when I checked just a few minutes ago. So we're really, really close to 370. I'd love to get to that 500 mark here really, really soon. So if you like what you are getting out of this channel, would love it if you'd share it with some others. Share this link right here, the 100 days. Hopefully, if they like any of the videos in the playlist, they'll go ahead and subscribe. But would love for them to subscribe. Love for them and you to watch as many of the videos as you're able to. So, I just want to say again, before we close it out, go up there if you're on YouTube, and I'll put a card up there where you can go watch by just clicking the 100 days playlist. But want to say thank you to everyone that's joined me for this interesting time where I'm going live for 100 days straight. It's not always been easy. There are days where, my day's so busy with all the other things that, I come to the time when I'm able to go live, and, I just have to use what's already in my head. Thankfully, most times there's a lot of things that I'm thinking about, things that I can share that are hopefully valuable to those of you that are watching this. And just know that the preference would be to be like Pat Flynn, who went live today. Was 365 days that he went live straight. And on day 365, he had a live stream that was for 365 minutes. So I'm not saying I want to be like him and go live for 365 days. I think 100 is a good number. But what I am saying is it's obvious that he, has had the time to come up with a structure for that particular live, an agenda, various other things. I'm just not in the position to have that flexibility at this point in time. He's all the credit to him, but he's a full-time content creator, able to set that time aside. That's basically what he does full-time. Not that he does YouTube full-time, but it's part of who he is and what he does. So I just appreciate everyone that's watching these, whether I get 8 views, 1,000 views, 100,000 views. I value the 1 view as much as I do the 100,000. So if you leave a comment, I'll do my best. I'll definitely read them. I'll do my best to respond. You can send me an email if you want at Shane@Trammel, TRAMMEL.me, Shane@Trammel.me. Be happy to dialogue with you via email, help you in any way that I can. So without further ado, we're just going to say come back for episode 56 tomorrow. All right. Have a good night.